Today we honor those who have gone before us, those who have braved the world and stood up for our rights. Today we must thank them and show our respect, for it is thanks to their selfless acts of courage that we stand where we are today. The people who gave their lives in war risked everything with a clear sense of purpose. They left their homes and their lives behind because they wanted to make the world a better place. They wanted to help mankind. What lessons can we learn from these acts of bravery? How can we help the world? Although our generation is not inflicted with conflict in the same way that students were during World War I and World War II, we still must vividly remember the sacrifices of those who fought for us. We must always remember their noble acts of courage and bravery, and remember that as future leaders of the world, we must always carry our own courage and our own bravery with us as we venture into the world as global citizens. We must work to make the world we live in one of equality, peace, and strength. Let us always remember those that went before us, and let us be remembered as those who continue to live as courageous leaders who helped create a better world for generations to follow.
I would like to call upon student volunteers to share submissions of students and staff of the Western community to answer the question, why we remember.
I think of my great-grandfather, who was held in a concentration camp, but survived and was able to come to Canada and lead a peaceful life, thanks to the sacrifices made by Allied troops.
We remember those who fought and why they fought. We remember the need for peace, our need for peace as humanity.
Why I remember, why I want to remember, is because of the first time I shook a stump. I was in 7th grade, and it was sunny, and I was standing in Normandy next to a veteran. His name was Ed, and I said, "Nice to meet you," and reached out, and there was nothing there. He had had 60 years of not shaking people's hands, so it wasn't awkward or uncomfortable, but it was profound for me. He was a parachutist on D-Day. He had dropped in hours before anyone else and scrambled alone in the dark for hours. It was a horribly sad story, but there was an element of pride and even joy in his words. He had contributed to the safety of his country, and he actually ended up marrying the nurse that nursed him back to health. And amidst all of the tragedy and sadness, and amid all of the graveyards and monuments, the torch that he threw to me was taking pride in serving others, and the contentedness that comes with sacrificing for the common good. It is something that I value, it is something that I remember, and it is an ideal that I strive for.
I remember from my grandfathers, who sometimes, I'm sure, wish to forget. I remember, for although there were horrors, moments in our military history have shaped our country today. African Canadians, Aboriginals, women, working alongside all Canadians. It wasn't perfect, but it was something. Finally, I remember because we are still dealing with the issues of a world not yet at peace.
I remember for the troops who have given their lives in Afghanistan.
In the honor and tribute we pay to those of past generations, we hope to someday be able to unite all peoples as equals. We remember to achieve the goal we have been striving for throughout history.
To me, Remembrance Day is about paying respect to the veterans, the soldiers, and the many who have died.